Have fun.
Well, I just left the dock in Napanee, and it's just after 7, about 10 after 7, a little bit late starting. Um, but it's going to be a long day today. Hopefully the weather holds. It's supposed to be nice most of the day. Some cloud cover coming in later, but I'll have a west wind behind me once I start heading towards Kingston, so that'll help. Uh, anyways, 90 kilometers today. That's the plan, and I've never gone that far before. So my record is 70. So if I can't make it, I'll stop at Amherst Island for the night. Anyways, that's the plan. I will keep you updated. Probably 5 kilometers up ahead, there's a thick weed bed going across the river, and I'll have to do some de-weeding at that point. Just getting started, coming out of Napanee, but it's just a beautiful morning. Right now I'm not generating much power at all, about just over about 100 watts of power, and I'm drawing about 850 watts of power. So I'm only going at about 7.6 kilometers an hour at the moment, and the west wind is starting to pick up already. So I'm going into the west wind until I get to Deseronto, which would be an hour and a half from here, and then the wind should be hitting me from the side as I go up the Hayward Long Reach. But beautiful morning. Just thought I would capture that a little bit. Okay, we're at Deseronto. In front of me is the Skyway Bridge, and if I go under that, I'd be heading like I did last year towards Trenton. But I'm going to be turning south in a minute, and I'm going in right now into a fairly strong west wind, and that's been slowing me down. Besides the weeds, I got through that section of the river that's just clogged with weeds, and I'm gonna have to do one final clean out before I head south, and hopefully I can make up some better time with the wind, at least at my starboard side. So this is my first milestone. I always like to consider Deseronto to be my first milestone on my trips. And it is 8:35, so just under an hour and a half to get here. A little slower than I wanted to, but hopefully I'll make up time. I'm using a budget of 600 watt hours out of the battery. So starting out this morning, because I didn't really have any sun at all, I was drawing about 900 watt hours out of the battery. Now I'm down to about 400 watt hours out of the battery. So after I clear the weeds and head south, I will just crank it up a little bit. I've got to make up some time. We're just starting up the Hayward Long Reach, heading in a south direction. It's getting quite choppy, and this boat likes to bounce around in the chop. But I think everything will be fine. Right now I'm doing 8.3 kilometers an hour and just drawing about 1,100 watts. But I'm producing about 500 watts in solar power. So I'm basically sticking to 600 to 650 watt battery budget. That should improve as the morning goes on. That's a hope. Well, we've been traveling close to 3 hours now, and just going by Hay Bay. This is on the Hayward Long Reach. Up ahead to the right would be going to Picton, and we'll be kind of veering a little bit to the left around the Glenora area and into the Adolphustown Reach. The wind still coming from the west. It's at my side right now, so it's not as bad as it was, and my speed has picked up. So I'm probably been averaging so far about 8 kilometers an hour today for those 3 hours. I need to pick that up a little bit, and when I turn on the Adolphustown Reach, I should be able to pick that up because the wind will be behind me. So, here's Picton Bay. Picton is right at the very end, and we will now be heading a little bit more due south, southeast along the Adolphustown Reach, and the wind should be behind us at that point. It's going to be very choppy, especially when I get out to where they call the Gap. That's where Lake Ontario will actually, I'll be exposed to Lake Ontario for about a 3 kilometer stretch. I expect that to be a little bit on the rough side. And Glenora Ferry is around the bend here a ways. But it's still pretty nice conditions. Starting to get a little hazy, but I'm producing a good 600 watts, so I'm staying on budget. Okay, we are at the Glenora Ferry, or just shy of it. Just across the water there, the Glenora Ferry. And that's one of the access points to Prince Edward County. You take the ferry from the mainland over to the county. Otherwise, you would have to either go to Deseronto and take the Skyway Bridge, or to Belleville, take the bridge there, or to Trenton and take the Causeway. Those are the only connection points. I used to take the Glenora Ferry back in 1978. I worked up here on Lake of the Mountain Road, which is just across the way. There's a road at the top of the hill, and there's a lake up there. And that lake is 90 meters above Lake Ontario. So 90 meters, that's about 280 feet. And let's see if I can focus in on this. Okay, You can see the where the ferry docks. Right above there, there's a patio and a little pub up there, and you could sit out in the patio, order a drink, and have a great view up and down the reach here. And my wife and I typically would go, we'll go there about once a year, and just a great view you can see everywhere. Anyways, I'm going to be heading in this direction. This is the start of the Adolphinstown Reach, and once I get the wind behind me, directly behind me, because this right now is very turbulent, but I'm going 9 kilometers an hour right now, and I'm still producing good power. So when I get the wind behind me, I'm going to increase my speed, maybe, hopefully, to 10 kilometers an hour. I'm still trying to make up a bit of time. But these sideways, the waves coming in and hitting me at the side, toss this boat around pretty good. Okay, I got the wind behind me now, so I'm moving along pretty good. 9.8 kilometers an hour to 10. Drawing more power though, but I'm still holding to my budget of 600 watt hours at max. In fact, it's about 550 watt hours right now out of the battery. So holding to my budget pretty good. State of charge right now is 78%. And I've gone about 35 kilometers, so over a third of the way to my destination. So if I could keep up this pace, I hope to be at Kingston Mills by 5 o'clock. I think if I make it by 5, then I could still get locked, go through the locks up. If not, then I'll have to stay at the bottom of the locks for the night. The locks open till 6, but there's 4 bays at Kingston Mills, so a long time to get through it. I now have the canopy flat because I'm traveling east, and the sun is, pretty much straight above me, but a little bit to my starboard side. So this morning I had it on an angle.